Today I'm joined by Eddy Travia, CEO of Coinsilium. Eddy, always great to catch up. How are you doing today?
Fine, thank you, Dan. Nice to be here.
Great. Well, lots to discuss today. Coin has released a comprehensive update detailing a restructuring to its board, as well as laying out plans for its next phase of growth. We'll get into those changes in a moment, but before we do, I'd like to begin by quickly focusing a bit on the context behind today's announcement. Can you walk us through why now is the right time for Coin to be making these changes?
Yes, I think we have gone through very important milestones in the company this year, especially. At the very beginning of the year, we announced the launch of a Bitcoin treasury company called Forza, which is a wholly owned subsidiary of Coinsilium in Gibraltar, called Forza Gibraltar, and as between May and August of this year, we raised about 17 million pounds before cost. And this has really strengthened the company's balance sheet as we have accumulated digital asset treasury for about a digital asset treasury of about 182 Bitcoins. And all of these Bitcoin are held by Forza Gibraltar Limited. So we had a launch, we had a fundraising, we have the acquisition of Bitcoin. So I think as a natural progression now, we're looking with this kind of very strengthened balance sheet, we're looking at what's the next stage. And in preparation of the next stage, we have made these board changes.
Great. So as part of that restructuring, Malcolm will move into the role of non-exec chairman. Federica Velardo will step down from the board, continue as legal counsel, and Ben Profit has been appointed to the board as executive director. So first, can you tell us a bit more, about how things will work moving forward under this new structure?
Yes. So, I mean, we have been working already. For example, in the case of Ben Profit is our CFO, is now being appointed as an executive director. We have been working closely with Ben for the last 4 fiscal years. And he has exceptional professional qualities, a deep understanding of the digital asset sector. So I believe this is as well a vote of confidence for the future direction of Coinsilium. So we get him, let's say, more committed in the sense that he's now part of the board, and his experience will help us a lot. He has a very strong track record in acquisitions, due diligence, fundraising, structured finance. All qualities that we believe can be of use, and is going to strengthen the financial governance as well. In the case of Malcolm, obviously, I've been working with Malcolm now since the very early days, since the beginning of Coinsilium. We are both co-founders, and he has been executive chairman for 8 years. So now he's transitioning to the role of non-executive chairman, which is a natural step, I think, in the evolution of the company. As well, in a sense, because we have already reached certain objectives, which are, again, just a stepping stone to the future ones. But, let's say the completion of an initial strategic phase in a way. Malcolm, has been an essential element of Coinsilium. His contribution has been extremely valuable. And the good thing is we continue to interact with Malcolm as a non-executive chairman. The other change you mentioned is Federica Velardo. She will not be a member of the board any longer, but she continues to help us as general legal counsel. So obviously she has great experience. She has been helping us with that since 2021. And she will also do company secretary functions. So these are changes, but obviously with people we know very well. We have been working for a long time. But we believe that the new board can be more fit for purpose for the next stage.
Okay, cool. So sticking to that theme of preparing for the next phase of growth, today's update focuses a lot on the maturity we're starting to see in the digital asset space and the opportunities it's creating. So I know a full strategic update is on the way, but can you tell us a bit about how Coin plans to take advantage? Where will its focus lie, and what's going to add scale to the business from here?
Yeah, the first point I would like to make is that Coinsilium is not a pure Bitcoin treasury play. we have been listed on Aquis now since 2015, late 2015. We have now a well-capitalized digital asset treasury, but we're also a venture builder. We also have an investment portfolio that we've built over the years with great potential. And so now we can combine this with the financial strength that we got from the raises over the May to August. So we're now ready to pursue the next phase of scaling and growth, right? So we will do an update. For now, what I can tell you is I can just give you a few high-level directions. So we want to keep our strategic interest aligned with our portfolio companies. I mean, of course, we're still focusing on the digital asset sector. There are a few, let's say, sub areas of this sector that we're looking at. And for example, trading infrastructure, payments, innovation and blockchain, financial innovation as well. And these are both, in terms of trend, this is where we perceive the market is going. And it's also, there is an overlap with the operational activities of our portfolio. So we see that convergence of trends where we see digital assets becoming ubiquitous, for example, for daily use. So if we look at stablecoins, something we talked about before, but this market is really growing very fast. I think now it's close to, or maybe more than $250 billion in market size. But a certain institution like Standard Chartered, they say by 2028, we could reach $1.22 trillion. So great growth there. And stablecoins are great for, payments, but also for trading. And another development is the convergence between blockchain infrastructure and traditional finance. So for example, SWIFT, which is, of course, as you know, global financial messaging network. They're working with different banks, and they're already starting to test what we call on-chain messaging with using Linea, which is a layer 2 of Ethereum. And this is interesting because Linea is actually the blockchain, the layer 2 blockchain that Yellow Network is building on. So Yellow Network is a layer 3 on top of Linea. So we start to see, great synergies between different players, and we will explain how we can take advantage of opportunities in this fast-growing space.
Okay, cool. So more details to come there then. Perhaps we can talk a little bit about the role of Forza in that next phase of growth. So my understanding is it will serve as a strategic asset supporting that expansion rather than being the primary focus of the business.
Yes, so I think Forza is kind of our foundation for the balance sheet. The fact that we have the Bitcoin we have in Forza at the current price is worth about $20 million. Hopefully Bitcoin price increases in the future. So it will really give us that foundation that is very useful for the assets of the company and the financial strength of the company. And then we will see. I mean, we're already looking at it, but it needs more work to be done in terms of assessing different options. How we can optimize this? Maybe can we generate any revenue? Can we invest somewhere that is aligned with this kind of treasury? There are a lot of solutions out there, but we're going to take our time. We're going to make sure we look at very safe solutions and institutional grade solutions that may enable us to get some revenues. But yeah, definitely Forza is a very important part of the development of Coinsilium, especially now. It really provides to everyone. Everyone is looking. It really provides the idea that yes, we have achieved a certain let's say milestone in terms of asset treasury build up. This asset treasury build up is not finished, but it gives us a stepping stone for the future. Yes.
Okay, so with that in mind, I have to ask: Will you still retain a focus on accumulating Bitcoin as you did in the summer, provided market conditions allow, alongside those revenue-generating opportunities that you were just discussing then?
So yeah, as I was saying, we don't want to become just like a pure Bitcoin treasury play. We are also still a venture builder, and we will to look at other potential investments. But we still, of course, recognize that Bitcoin is the most solid digital asset out there. So if we can continue accumulating Bitcoin, we will do. And at the same time, we will keep our eyes open for other opportunities. Still, of course, in the digital asset and the blockchain sector. And as I was saying, mentioning this kind of areas where we're looking at. So, for example, payments, payment innovation, blockchain, financial innovation as well, and the trading infrastructure. And yes, so in terms of where this could be going, we have we're still looking at the different strategies that we can put into place, and we will tell you more, very soon, as an announcement, and hopefully maybe we talk again.
Yeah, definitely. So, yeah, just to sum up that then. So, like the differentiator here is that, you're using Forza and that treasury to support your wider goals and your growth rather than having that define the business itself.
Yes, because this, like all the other plays in this space, there has been an interest, but we have always been playing a very long-term play, right? I mean, we are the oldest listed company in this space, in blockchain and digital assets. So we have always looked beyond the short-term cycles. And so what we want to do is we want to adapt so that we can go on through the next cycles, and at the same time use our expertise, your experience. And that's why we have made these changes to the board, right? Is to get the right skill set on the board so that we can help us expand, look at the different opportunities, and make the most out of this. Because we have been doing this for a long time, and we know that cycles have a certain life period, expiry, and so we are already looking beyond that and see what we can do next.
Great. So following on from that, with today's update in mind, just to sum up, can you tell us why you believe now is a good time to invest in Coin?
Well, I think overall, so you have, I would say, two types of reasons. I would say there is one reason which is more like market related, is the fact that we have just gone through a period of a bit of a fear. Like, although Bitcoin has been doing very well, it stays above kind of a symbolic price of $100,000. Now it's been staying for a long time over that, but still, it has suffered a bit of drawdowns. So we are in a time where some actors in the market have suffered some losses, and some digital assets have gone down in value quite rapidly. So it's always a good time to look at this sector, I would say. So this is more on the macro level, right? And we still believe that in terms of the macroeconomics of the future, we still think that there is a period of potentially lower rates, and still more openness coming in terms of regulatory frameworks, regulations in general for digital assets. So, which today is very wide. So you have stable coins, you have exchanges, maybe you have blockchain finance in general. So it's a wide sector today, but we still see kind of an ease of regulations all over the world, especially, as I was saying, stablecoins can become so ubiquitous that it makes sense for a lot of countries and regulators to basically adapt to that new reality, which is the fact that people can use stablecoins on a daily basis. So I would say on the macro level, I think it's a good time, because we're still optimistic that the year ahead is going to be positive for the sector. Then on the company level, we have gone through as well a cycle. There was a very enthusiastic start of the fundraise, and then we had a more difficult period in terms of share price. So I think we are again a bit like the market, a kind of a pivotal stage where it's worth looking at Coinsilium, because we are obviously stronger than we were a few months ago or at the beginning of the year. as people can see if they just read our interim reports. So they see that we are financially stronger, and we have as well the means to bring together a great team, and we are also looking to the long term in terms of what can we achieve, for example, in the next year, in the next fiscal year, and what can we achieve in terms of both returns on our investment we have made in the past few years, and what kind of new positions we could be taking as well.
Great. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing what Coin has in store, and perhaps, like you said, we can catch up again when that strategic update is released. For now, though, Eddy, thank you again for your time today.
With pleasure. Thank you, Dan.
Yes.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.